Now, hundreds of cars as well as homes in Midrand and parts of Johannesburg were damaged during a very severe hailstorm that we experienced last night. The SA Weather Service is warning of more rainy weather in Gauteng today. And I tell you what, just looking outside, looking at the clouds, it certainly is coming upon us. The atmosphere is already set for the showers and more thunderstorms. Let's get an update on the damages and what to expect today from the Joburg Emergency Management Services spokesperson, Robert Mulaudzi. Mr. Mulaudzi, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us today. The Weather Service did say yesterday that we should be expecting thunderstorms, we should be expecting hail, we should be expecting rain, but I don't think we expected it to be as severe as what it was. Tell us about some of the damages that were experienced in Midrand and Johannesburg specifically.
Good morning, Astami, and good morning to the viewers. Yes, we received a lot of rainfall, and which, together with the hailstorm, in most parts of the city of Johannesburg, which affected
Mr. Mulaudzi?
Areas of Alboro and also some parts of Soweto. There was also incident which was reported in one of the well-known hotels, the Southern Sun Hotel in Rosebank, where we didn't have injuries reported in that area. There were people who were evacuated, and also in Soweto, where a lady who fell into a drainage system was treated for minor injuries, and also she was later on transported to the nearest healthcare facility by our Gauteng Emergency Medical Services. There were also some households in Marlborough where their dwellings were flooded with water, which we managed to assist them. There was no need for us to evacuate them in that area. And of course, there were a number of areas where there were reports of vehicles which were damaged in most parts of the city of Johannesburg. The parking bay areas where those vehicles were parked were also damaged. In most of our low-lying areas or our informal settlements, we didn't receive any major incidents in those areas. However, we've got our monitoring teams in those areas monitoring to see whether there might be residents who were stranded overnight who might still need our assistance. And we're encouraging our residents in those areas to continue to avoid crossing river streams, make sure that they monitor young kids to stay away from those areas, so that we can be able to prevent, drowning incident. Of course, our motorists, we're still urging them to extend the safe following distance, try and avoid crossing those roads which might be affected by the storm last night. I mean, we saw our motorists, mostly our taxis and our buses, trying to avoid force their way in through most of those areas which were flooded last night, especially on our highways and also in our Johannesburg CBD. It was chaotic because of motorists who were also driving in the yellow lane, which is an emergency lane, which is mostly designed for emergency vehicles. Since we know that we're still expecting a lot of rainfall throughout the day today, we urging our motorists to resist from driving on the yellow lane and also make sure that they avoid crossing areas which might be flooded.
You know, one thing that I noticed, especially with the windows in the cars that had been smashed because of the hail, what is best to do if you're driving, you're in a car and there's a hailstorm, because that shattered glass can also be quite dangerous to you?
Yeah, we urging our motorists mostly is to drive into the safer area, maybe just on the side of the road, or any area which it might be safer for you as a motorist. And of course, most importantly, not to underestimate the level of water, because we also see that most of the motorists try to force cross areas which are mostly flooded. Our residents in mostly our low-lying areas, they've got these I would say man-made bridges which they normally erect as and when to assist them to cross river streams for them to, as and when they're conducting their day-to-day business. Those bridges, they are very much dangerous now because the water levels in most of those areas are much more higher now. that bridge might be damaged, and then people might actually fall into the stream and, in the process drown. There are young kids who might be tempted to play next to these river streams, which might also be dangerous. So hence we're encouraging our residents out there to monitor young kids to stay away from these areas. From our side, we have activated all the resources which we have. We've got our specialized teams which respond to water-related emergencies, which is on high alert. We've got our a specialized team which responds to rescue incidents, which is on high alert. We've got all our fire stations throughout the city of Johannesburg fully operational. We've got our disaster management monitoring teams in all 7 regions of the city to assist us to assist any other residents who might still need our assistance. So from our side, we are on high alert. We should be able to respond to all the emergencies which might occur throughout the day and, of course, overnight, since we are told that we must still receive this rainfall throughout the day.
And as you're saying, Mr. Mulaudzi, let's stay prepared. You certainly are prepared from your side. Thank you for that update. That's Johannesburg Emergency Management Services spokesperson, Mr. Robert Mulaudzi. Just reminding you of our viewers' question for today. Were you affected by the storms yesterday? Let us know how you were affected. Send us pictures and also let us know perhaps some precautionary measures that can be taken that you might have learned because you were right in the thick of it, right in the midst of the situation. You'll find us at the SA Morning on X as well as the South African Morning on Facebook.